Hey you guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever this message may find you. I am so happy and I am so grateful that money comes to you and I in increasing quantity on a continuous basis through various sources, all in a positive and peaceful manner. Good vibes only. I am free and I'm awake. So, just got to do working out. But while I was working out, I was, my hair got to dry chill before I get out of this car. I was thinking, right? How many times have we been put in crunch time situations, or, you know, where your backup is against the wall, where you feel like, you know, you really don't know which way to go, you know what I'm saying? You might feel defeated, or some shit popping off where it's really, sorry, I'm trying to get this where it doesn't bounce, but yeah, just where you feel like, I don't know what to do, you know? Even it could be you chasing your dream and you don't know how you're gonna get the brick and mortar, or it could be you have a weight loss goal and you don't know how you're gonna, you know, get to that weight goal, or you do know, but it's just like you don't have the motivation, you really don't want to do it, you know? Or maybe you gotta move out your house, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe your kids need some money in college and you don't have the money, and it's like they education is on the line or something like that. Or your son or whatever got a tournament you don't got coming up and you ain't got the money to send them, or whatever it is that you feel like you can't make the deadline. You know, first and foremost, we got to remember that God, He always got your back, you know, especially if what you're doing is in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, the path that you're supposed to be walking. Like, it's going to go the way it's supposed to go, you know, because of God. Now, is it going to go the way you want it to go? I don't know. It depends on if what you want is where you're supposed to be headed, you know. If those two align, then yes. If they don't, then no. But I want to say this. Anybody who has their back up against the wall, or ever has had their, or, you know, in the future, if you feel like, you know, even if you're trying to finish something that you got a deadline, or let's just say, you know, you got popped, if you're in the streets and you got popped, and, you know, they're turning these X amount of dollars before, and, you know, you thinking about your future and how much time you're facing or whatever. And I'm telling you, like, I used to be a bondsman, and I can tell you, I have people that I can have them tell you that I was in their ear, and it ain't me, it's God talking through me. But I'm telling you, it was this guy, right? Before I tell you that story, I'm going to say this. It is very important that you set your intentions before you take action. And what I mean by that is, whatever it is you're facing, the outcome that you want is what you need to envision. It's what you need to take the time. Something that we don't feel is productive can be very productive, especially when it's 45 seconds on the clock and, you know, you got to score 2 points. You know, if it's like that, if it's crunch time, you don't have time to run around and chase your tail. Every move has to make sense, right or wrong. Every move. So with that being said, the intention is the most important part of your outcome. If you don't believe me, just try it. Just try it. I've been there. I've been in survival mode. I've been with my back up against the wall. I've been lost in the sauce. I've been heartbroken. I've been whatever that you can fit it however you need to fit it in your life. But I can tell you that the times that I set my intentions, the outcome was greater than it was when I was running around chasing my tail. Every nigga that gets popped in the street, what do? Police know what you do too. You turn up. You don't chill. You don't go home, regroup, figure out, look at the board and say, all right, this is what I've been doing that got me here. I've been reckless in this area. Let me take it, scale it back over here and blah, 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 blah. We ain't doing that. What we do? We got them running around, going harder. Going harder. In the street, doing the same thing, going way harder. Because you want to pay the lawyer. First of all, we can get into that, but you supposed to already have that money put up. But anyway, but if you don't, the point is, you're missing the whole point of setting the intention. What about, you know, trying something different to get different results? And it's easy. I know it's easy to resort to what you know to get some things done, but you already know that outcome because you've already done it. Like, let's just be honest here. You already know how that goes. You've already done it. And it really doesn't do anything for you. So what we have to do is we have to set the intention. Like I tell my son when I drop him off sometime for his games and stuff, I say, hey, make sure you envision that win. And you got to do it with intention. You have to feel that. And I remember Jay-Z even said it. He said, I still do it before my shows. And he's Jay-Z. He know he's gonna kill it. Ain't no question, we about to kill it. I used to have hood dreams. And the thing is, he even though he has reached the status and the heights that he has, he still don't do away with what got him where he is. Like, he hasn't done away with that because that's what worked for him, right? So, if you have a weight goal, see yourself already that way. Already see it. Okay? Already see how beautiful you look in your new body. Already see that. So that program can be set for you. Already see that you a rich ass nigga. Already see that. I guarantee everybody who got where they're at, that's exactly what they did. They believed in themselves, they made a decision, and they didn't really worry about too much about how they were going to do it. They just did it. Most of the time people say, you ask people, how did you do it? They don't know. They don't fucking know. I mean, they could tell you the story. And my thing is, you got to go within so you can win. Okay? Always. It's I mentioned this before in other videos in different ways, but this is all one thing, you know? And the sooner that you understand that you are the main attraction to everything around you in your life, good or bad. So if you can get to the point where you're understanding that going within is what makes you win. Yeah, that's what it does. Sticking to your plans. setting your programs, your intentions. When you put in a DVD movie, you don't, and let's just say you put in, I don't know, how White Man Can't Jump. You don't put in White Man Can't Jump and then expect to see Boys in the Hood. It's not like, that's not even possible. So if you set an intention, if you sit at the restaurant and you order a burger and fries, they're not going to bring you tacos. But did you set your intent? Did you place your order? Did you place your order? Did you set your intention? Did you do that first? And after you do that, you just take the steps. And I know in when you're looking at it, you're like, well, how I'm gonna take the steps? I ain't got the money. Or how and I get it, but you can. There's nothing stopping you from taking the steps. You can still take the steps. You can still go on a car lot and go look at a car and not have the money to buy it yet. You can still take the steps. Once you know and clear, what you're clear on what you want, then you'll get the money. The money gonna come. And I know that nobody really believes that, but have you tried it yet to say? And when you do that, when you set your intention, you can't just say it in your mind and don't believe it. You gotta really set the intention and drop the mic on that. That gotta be it. You just gotta know that the waitress is gonna bring you a burger and fries. You just gotta know that. The same way you know when you at a restaurant, a motherfucker is not gonna bring you, you order Alfredo, they're not gonna bring you shrimp scampi. You believe that motherfucker's gonna bring you Alfredo. So why don't you do that with everything else? You have no faith in yourself. You have no faith in God, in your higher power, the higher ups, source energy, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe. Do you not have faith in that? How many fallen soldiers how many people that died that's you know, their spirit, they're in the spirit world rooting for you? How many people you got over there? You think they're gonna let this shit go left for you? No, they're gonna make sure it's straight. Why? Because you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're taking the steps. Why wouldn't it go? Why wouldn't it work? You say you want to lose weight, right? And you see that goal in your head of where you're trying to go, right? And you don't forget that. You don't forget that goal, that body that you're, the new you. You don't forget that, right? And you stay focused on that. That program is going to run regardless. It's just like putting in the movie. The movie is going to play until you stop it. If you stop it, it's going to stop. You push play, it's going to play. It's not going to play. It's going to play what you put in. You put in motherfucking White Man Can't Jump, Boys in the Hood is not going to play. It's not in there. The program is not there. The movie is not there. DVD, you have to set your intention. You want this girl? All right. You already see yourself with her. You already know that that's your wife. That's who you want. That's who it's going to be. Then you set that intention and you go out. You take the steps to get it. Now, once you get it, you can't stop and be like, you know, either start bullshitting or, you know, getting off the goddamn program and shit, because now you're going to lose it. Yeah, you're going to lose it. You can't. You gotta set the program up, and you gotta work that motherfucker and let it play out. You set the intention. You see it. You believe it. You make the decision. I'm about to go after this shit. I'm about to do all the things that it's gonna take for this to happen within my power. You take 2 steps, God is going to take 4. I promise you that. Well, I know it. I know it. I done seen too much. I done seen too much happen in the last and fourth quarter. I'm talking about the very end. It'd be like, it could really go this way, but it's really not going this way. Like, it's crazy, but I done seen it. And every time I go through something, or, because I'm human, like, I mean, come on. I'm on here talking, I'm with you. I'm going through the same shit, okay? Every time my back is against the wall and I don't know how I'm going to do something, once I can say this, out of survival mode, each time, I remember when I was in survival mode, I would literally kick my brain into this gear, and I would do it, but I didn't know how I was doing it. But it would get done, and the outcome, it'll happen the way I need to happen, right? I'll get it done. But at that time, before I got like, and to be honest, this is my point that I'm trying to make. If we could do these things that we do when we're under pressure without the pressure, we can manifest and get whatever it is that we're trying to do. We're the highest form of God's creation. We are very capable of doing a lot of things. Now, do we do them? No. Do we utilize our full potential of anything? No. We don't utilize the full potential of our bodies, our brains. There's a lot of shit that is going unused because we're lazy as fuck. That's number one. And number two, the way the world is going is making it that way. It's like, and we're following suit with it. It's making it worse and worse and worse. Everybody just wants these, now results. Nobody wants to work, put in the work for, and it's not even work. It's if it's what you want to do in life, this shit ain't work. This shit is just doing what you want to do. It's not work. But I do understand, like, and I want you all to understand that when there's a set intention, you can have it. You can have it. You can have it. You got to take the steps. And it might not be a part of what you want to do, You might not want to work out, or nobody says you had to go in the gym and kill yourself, but you got to set the intention and go for it. That will actually make it easier. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you're trying to cook a meal, it's easier to have all the ingredients ready and available to you, so you could just go ahead and put it all together and make whatever it is, the dish, the cake, or whatever. But when you just jump into it without setting the program or the intention how you need it to go, planning it out, or whatever, however you want to put it, it kind of makes all the steps harder. It makes everything harder. If you don't got everything, I'm saying, like, if you cooking, right, and you don't have everything out just right there, you got to keep reaching. Oh, wait, I need this. Then you look at the recipe. Oh, you running around trying to get the seasoning and the baking soda, baking powder, whatever it is that you need, when you could just have it all spread out right there, pick out all your ingredients, boom, all right, I got this. So now the recipe calls for this, all right, recipe calls for this. But that's an equivalent to setting your intention. I mean, like, setting your intention makes the process goes way smoother than it has to go. Like, it don't have to be so hard. I'm not saying everything's always going to be easy, but it don't have to be so hard. Like, a lot of niggas, all the niggas I know that got in trouble in the streets or went through some real nigga shit or whatever. Because anybody who had to face time or do time or get in trouble, it's fucking stressful, okay? For them. Them niggas just, it's like, they scared to death, man. It's terrible. And I remember telling a friend of mine, I was like, man, you know, you running around trying to get money, and you putting yourself in more shit. He like, sis, fuck that, and if it ain't nothing pertaining to money, I ain't fucking. I just don't want to talk about it. So it's like you automatically shutting your brain. Like, even I was talking to somebody yesterday, and she was saying how, oh, this is how it's gonna go. See, this is what's gonna happen, and she just pre-gamed all the shit she don't want it to be. And we do that as humans. Like, we always do that. We're like, worst case scenario, and it's like, well, what's gonna happen is, and you create, like, even if you're dreading to have a conversation with somebody, or beef or a reconciliation, if you pre-create the outcome to be negative, it's 9 times out of 10 it will be. And it's hard to react different when you're used to reacting one way. Like, it makes you feel so freaking crazy when, like, after you react the same way that you've been reacting, it makes you feel stupid as hell. Like, it's crazy, and your reactions that you've been doing get you nowhere. Like, when my son, I remember it was some shit happening with my boy, and I literally was about to cry about an outcome that didn't even happen yet, because I'm like, man, if the way I want to hit the roof on this nigga, this shit gonna go left. That's exactly how I went in my head. But then I said, no. Me and my sister, we prayed over it right then. That was something different. That was me taking an action that's different than what I would normally do. And actually, the outcome was a lot. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't nowhere near as bad. It was good. It turned out well. He was receptive. Everything worked out. But I'm saying, like, examples, like, okay. So the story I was going to tell you earlier, I remember it was this, we had a client. He was an older client. He had been in the streets heavy and had old charges pending and all this. And a lot of these guys that have money, they just keep paying the lawyer to put it off for years. They don't even want to, they just keep continuing. They pay for continuances pretty much. And the guy he just knew he was facing like 5 to 5, I forgot. I think it was 5 years, 5 to 6 years, something like that. And I just kept telling him, like, well, what do you want? He was worried to death. He's Aquarius. And I said, what do you want to happen? It ain't about what I want to happen. I said, yes, it is. Yes, it is about what you want to happen. And I told him, I said, you need to go home and you need to figure out what it is that you want to happen. He's like, well, I don't want to go to jail. I said, well, say that. Go home, go outside, whatever it is you do, get by yourself, and just make, like, I didn't say set the intention at that time. I was just like, man, tell God, just be like, man, I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to go to prison. So I don't know what he said. I don't know what he went home and said. So he went to court. I think it was that next day. But he had been worried about this shit for, like, I want to say a couple weeks, maybe a month. He was paying on the bond every week, stressed the hell out. And I remember I was trying to call him because I wanted to see how court went, but I couldn't get him on the phone. So I'm like, damn, did he go to jail? Like, this nigga called me 3 days later and was ecstatic. Man, Jules, I mean, he still called me to this day. I don't pick up, but he calls. I don't know, because I think I left a mark on him. But I just want to say, this man went. They gave him 3 days and then dismissed everything. Nigga. They dismissed everything. I think we get so caught up in the real world and what we can see and what's tangible and the rules and the laws, but you forgetting that there's somebody that governs the universal law, and he can do whatever. You could have the worst credit and get approved. You be like, what the? How the fuck did I get approved? How did a motherfucker with better credit score gonna be like, how did you get approved? Like, I don't know. God. That's all it is. But the kicker to this is you got to be living right. You got to have your mind right. Not perfect, but living right. Trying. Next story. My brother. It was going to activate his probation. Or activate his sentence. He was on probation. It was almost over. He had been on, and they did him dirty with the probation. It was just, back then, even Meek Mill, I know everybody knows the Meek Mill story, how he was on probation forever and ever and ever. It's like, never could get off. So with him, that's kind of like the situation, and he had been getting pulled over, little petty stuff, and then it started getting bigger things started happening stuff, and it was just all running together. It was a mess. And he kept running from the police. He didn't go to court. Because niggas get scared, you know, they just like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with this right now. So they just get high and keep making money and just live their lives to the fullest. So that way they be like, well, shit, at least I did most I could do before they pop me, you know, before they get me. And this is the life of a lot of people. That people be in fear. These niggas be in fear of going to jail. Because they just trying to survive and live and shit. Just, you know, do regular life shit. So anyway, he running from the police. Finally, he goes to court. Finally faces it because they locked him up in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta at the Source Awards. They pulled him over. Boom, he goes in. So we all go to court. He dressed up. He's high as hell. High as hell. Because he just thinks he's going to jail. He said the intention for this, right? He thinks he's going to jail. He's nervous as fuck. So we all in the courtroom. And the judge says, you know, talk to him. What are you doing here if you can't? So my brother was just sweating bullets. He was fucked up. He was. So he ended up throwing up in the courtroom. So they shut down the courtroom. So everybody praying, like my mama, we got our homeboys in there. We like, oh my God, man, what the hell? Like, what are they gonna do to him? You know what I'm saying? Then he all fucked up. He don't know what to do. His stomach is fucked up because he's nervous. He's so nervous. And they pulled him back up there. And the judge said, he said, Mr. Dudley, if you can't take the heat in the courtroom, you don't need to be doing nothing out there that you can't take. And this happened to be a black man. And my brother was just looking at him. And he was sick. He was so sick. Judge say, I'm going to give you 8 weekends. You just got to do 8 weekends. And we're going to be done with this. So my brother had to do 8 consecutive weekends in a row of jail in the county. Now, mind you, before he threw up, he was in cuffs. They was like, we're going to activate the sentence. He was in cuffs. As soon as he got put in the cuffs, he was sick as hell. Sick. Literally sick. But who you know get put in cuffs and gets taken out cuffs? I'm just saying. Like, once you in the motherfuckers, you going. He got taken out the cuffs and he left with us. And only had to do jail weekend jail. I mean, that's a miracle to me. And we kept saying, oh, he can't go to jail. I mean, it was so much going on. My son, I was trying to get my son. He was the backbone, like, of the house. Like, he made sure we were straight financially. You know what I'm saying? So him leaving would have been hurting me too and my kids. So it's like God just was like, nope, I'm gonna make him sweat a little bit so he can know he got to switch up a little bit. But man, I'm just saying, like, all I'm saying, I'm telling you these stories is because anything could happen in the last quarter. And I know that it's one of the hardest things for us to do is to view it other than what we see it as in our face. The faith part of it is the hardest thing, because we are used to responding and just we're used to certain outcomes. And they're like, well, this is how it happened to me, so this is, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I know this is because, you know, I went to prison. And it's like, yeah, but that's how you had thought. It all plays back to how you think. Do you think in lack or do you think in abundance? People that think in lack, they don't have shit. That's just what it is. They don't. They be fucked up. I used to think in lack too. I understand. And I ain't had shit. But once I changed how I thought, it changed. Change how you view yourself. Do you view yourself as a beautiful, responsible, wealthy, healthy, peaceful person? Do you view yourself as an ugly, fat person? How do you see yourself? Your self-image is everything. You are the co-creator of your reality. And like I said before, if you take 2 steps, he's going to take 4. But if you're not even doing nothing, why would he help? Why? You know? Get out your own way. Go within so you can win. Set that intention. It'll take you so far. I mean it. Like, don't view it the way you've always viewed it. And I'm not saying that it's easy. So as you approach each situation in your life, just take some time. Think before you respond to it. Analyze the situation. You know, your light bill is due in 2 weeks and it may get cut off. It does not mean right now you got to be thinking about that. Oh my God, my light. Your lights is on right now. They're on today. Right? So you have 2 weeks. Figure out how you're just going to keep them on. The easiest way to do this is in your head. Like attracts like, right? So like positive, negative, negative. So if negative attracts negative, right? You need to be negative if you want negative. So be negative and you will attract negative. Okay? I know they say opposites attract, but the truth is we get lied to on a regular basis about everything. Nothing makes sense. So with that being said, if you're positive, you attract positive. So if your frequency and your vibe, you know, like, don't kill my vibe. Your vibe is up, you're going to be up. If your vibe is down, you're going to be down. It's as simple as you being like, oh, I'm so tired, or you might be sluggish, and then your song come on and you be like, you know, all of a sudden your vibe is up, you crunk. You know what I'm saying? So how is that? How did that happen? Do that with everything. Can the change and the transition be exhausting? Somewhat, but it's nothing more exhausting than repeating the same thing over and over and over. Like they say, insanity. And you have a nerve to expect, you know, more results. This video is way too long, but I just wanted to get that message out, because when I was running up and down the stair climb, or doing my stair climb, it was on my mind so heavy. Like, why do we make it so hard on ourselves? Why? but it's our backgrounds. Like Love Dorsey say, your parents didn't teach you shit because they ain't know shit. And they not at fault. It's just what it is. They didn't know shit. And when you know better, you do better. And then if you don't, that's crazy to me. It is crazy. Like me, I know all the health shit. I know how to do everything. Like, I know how to heal shit. But it's like, even when it's me, I know. And say, like, stuff start happening to me. Sometimes, like, because, when you getting close to 40, things happen to your body and you get scared. And you be like, what the fuck is going on with my body? But once you start applying what you know, things start to turn around. But it's like, the first initial is you scared, and your mind, it still fucks with you because it's like a program that has been put into you that needs to be shifted. Like Bob Proctor is the paradigm shift. That means the autopilot, the program that's in your brain, the program that you are set on, is going to always trump and overpower your decision making. So like, if you decide, oh, I'm gonna get on this workout regimen and I'm gonna lose this weight, so your program is like, man, no, you're not. You ain't did it yet. You ain't been doing it. You don't want to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? So you're not going to do it, right? Because that program, but every time you make a different decision than you would normally, like when things started to go wrong in my body, I knew it was, I knew what it was because of. So I was scared, but I was like, nah, I just need to apply what I know. But it wasn't easy at first because I was scared still. And I was still wondering, like, I was getting, you get into your little slump. But you could pull yourself out of that and then just be like, all right, so this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do, because I can't stop. You can't just stop. You can't give up. But, I mean, you can, but you have free will to create. But I'm not going to, me personally. And I encourage you not to. And I want us together to help each other stay on the right track. That's the purpose of this whole movement, Queen of Second Chances. You get a second chance. Give yourself as many as you want. If you fucked up on Tuesday, all right, get back on Wednesday. It's cool. Or Thursday. You get a second chance. Why? Because you said so. You ain't a failure because you fell off. Get back on. And set the intention and remind yourself of where you're headed and what you're trying to do. And then get there. You don't have to go, like, when you driving somewhere, you take your ass to the store, don't you? You get to the store. I mean, yeah, it's easier said than done, but get it done, And together with the people together trying to go in the same direction, you can get there. Like, even when I'm in different cities and stuff, sometimes I don't know where the hell, different parts of the world, I don't even know which way I'm going. I don't even know how to get to the thing from the airport to where I'm supposed to go. Everybody's airport different. I don't know. I'm just following the people. I'm like, oh, so you going this way? Yeah. All right, come on, let's go together. All right, and we gonna get there. Somehow I get there. Somehow I get where I'm supposed to go. Because I didn't give up. I knew exactly where I was headed. I know I'm headed to my destination, So I just got to find people that can help me get there on the way there and stay focused on what I'm trying to do. And every day ain't easy, but I'm telling you again, it's even worse to stay where the hell you're at, just stuck. It's even worse. So set the intention and forget it. Take the steps and get there. It'll make it easier versus scoundering and running around chasing your tail. Okay? And don't be afraid to be like, yeah, this is what I want. Oh, that's not gonna happen. Oh, it can't happen. It may be in your book and the way you think, but it can happen. Okay? I'm signing off. Till next time, I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all.